Hey, tribe. In today's episode, we're talking about Air Alaska. What happened? We're talking about TD Jakes, the Epstein List, the Diddy's List. We're talking about Halle and DDG and them having a little halo. Of course, we had to bring up our man, Katt Williams. He came guns blazing for 2024. Check us out. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet. I'm just going to introduce my team really quickly. It's your girl Mo. We got Flash the philosopher. We got TJ the ice queen, and we got Shake the reformed RFB. Hey, on today's episode, we're going to talk about everything current. We're talking about TD Jakes, Halle, DDG, and DDG. We're talking about Katt Williams, an Alaska Airlines flight, and we're also talking about the Epstein List, the Diddy List. They're just lists. So we're going to start, and that brings us to our next segment, which is, of course, is No Bad Days.
Yo. It's gonna be a great ass day because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
No.
No bad days, tribe. And if you see the color, if you're watching us on YouTube at So Ratchet Space Podcast, so you can see our beautiful and handsome faces, make sure you subscribe and follow us, by the way.
Okay.
I have the color blue behind me. The color blue represents our throat chakra. The throat chakra is responsible for your communication, your ability to connect with others, to speak effectively, to speak your truth. Some affirmations. Actually, before I get to affirmations, I want to share something with you if it's blocked, some things that you're going to be feeling. So if your throat chakra is blocked, you may feel anxious about speaking. Your words may not come out clear. You may have difficulty expressing your thoughts or have difficulty allowing others to understand what you're saying. Like maybe whatever you're saying to people, they're not really understanding you. Like maybe it's not coming out clear or effective. It's not effective communication. So all of that is responsible for our throat chakra. Some affirmations that I have to share with you guys today. And if any of these resonate with you, I want you to focus on these affirmations and maybe use it throughout the week. So one of them is, all right, the first one, I express my thoughts clearly with confidence and ease. I trust my inner voice to communicate my desires and needs. My words are impactful and I use them wisely. I'm a great listener and I give others the space to express themselves. Communication is not just one way. It's not just you speaking. It's how people receive you, perceive you, and hear you, listen to you as well. All right, tribe. So if any of those affirmations resonate with you, I want you to take some time for yourself today and take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, drop your shoulders down. No bad days. I hope you focused on those affirmations. If you didn't, take this time this week. You know, it's just the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. Take this time throughout the rest of the week to focus on, am I speaking clearly? Am I being heard? Am I being understood? Are people understanding me as well?
But TJ, do
Yeah.
you think that chakra could help niggas that either like stutter or have Tourette's?
Okay.
Yes. I think so. Actually, I have a cousin that actually stutters, and a part of it is he has to think about what he wants to say very clearly in his head, and that supports him in communicating it effectively. And Shake, you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
Yeah, I got a brother who stutters. And I always be like, yo, your stuttering has got so much better. But it hasn't really. We just got used to hearing it. We just got used to
listening to his stutter. So like it doesn't really bother us anymore. So we don't really get affected by it as much as we used to. It did get better as he got older, but he still stutters, and I don't realize. I realize that he does, but we don't really like focus on it. You know.
Right.
You know, in
Okay.
the Jamaican community, they think that when you tickle a baby, they're like, don't tickle a baby because if you
Oh
tickle a
God.
baby, he's gonna come out and stutter, you know? So they say,
It's
don't
like
That's a
the
tickle.
rude
weirdest.
myth.
So stupid.
It's so crazy.
That's wild.
Superstitious.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
have you ever heard of a Spanish person stutter though, bro? Like they speak so quickly. Like, how do they stutter? Like, you know,
Mhm.
They roll with that shit. They just roll with that shit. Hold on, nigga.
Go ahead.
I
But maybe
can't.
that's how they do
Not
though.
funny.
Look, maybe
Nah,
we
exactly.
wouldn't
Shout
know.
out to the
We
people
are
that
not.
stutter
We are not
that
making
listen to us.
right fun of people that
Yeah.
stutter. That stutter. Excuse me.
No, because
Anyway.
you know, Spanish speaking. Sorry, to Mo. When people
Mhm.
speak in Spanish, it's very melodic, right?
Mhm.
And when people sing, it usually gets rid of the stuttering because people don't stutter when they sing. If you notice that, right?
That's
So
true.
I
Yeah.
was thinking because it's more of a melodic type of language that they don't stutter as much. That's maybe I don't know, but
Mm.
come on.
Yeah, Shake.
Cat.
I
All
agree
right.
with you. I like that. Good job, Shake.
I mean, that's a
Shake facts be
Shake.
real sometimes,
shake
bro.
facts.
He
Whatever.
saved the
Be
Hispanic market.
real.
Anyway.
Ain't nobody got
He
time
saved the
to check
Hispanic
it, so
market.
go
You got
ahead.
to.
Anyway. Next, I'm going to introduce the same Shake, the RFB.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the word of the week. Word of the
Word of the week.
Hey,
Word of the week.
week.
Word of the
hey,
week.
Hey, hey.
fuck this session. Come on. Look at that. Look at that. Never ready. Never ready.
My
See, you
whole
want to switch his
earpiece fell
name.
out.
That's why. Because they don't know who you are, nigga. RFB,
Yo,
nigga. Who the fuck
once
is that?
again, it is
Come
your
on, bro.
boy Shake, Mr. HSD, the RFB. All right,
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
rebranded, okay, from Full Fuck Boy. All right. Anyhow, all right. So today's word of the week is Ceasura. Okay, and Ceasura is a noun, and it's spelled Caesura. It has two meanings. It's a pause near the middle of a line, right? So you know when I speak, that is a Caesura. When I like do like a stop to think about it instead of using like filler words like and possibly, and you know, a lot of people use different filler words. So instead of using a filler word, you could take a Caesura, which is a pause, and also it means any interruption or break. So during the Super Bowl, we look forward to the Caesuras, right? And that was my sentence.
Okay.
But
Yes.
does that apply though?
Very
A pause
good.
near the middle of a line? Okay, I guess.
Interruption or
No.
well,
So it's a
interruption
pause
or
in
broke.
the middle of a
Yeah.
line, or it's
Or
an interruption, like
any interruption or
like
break. Okay.
like
Like a
yeah, like a
halftime.
break. So yeah,
break.
like when you take a break, like a halftime, or when you break for
Okay.
commercial, that'd be a
An
Caesura,
interruption or
right?
break.
So I
Gotcha,
say,
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
guys, so we can start using that. Say, hey, let's take a Caesura and pay the bills
Okay.
right quick, all right?
Exactly. Like
Is
we're
it
about to
pronounced
do
like
right
that
now.
though?
Caesura,
Caesura.
Caesura.
So yeah, you said
Caesura.
Caesura,
Yes.
with like a Z, like
Caesura.
like
Caesura.
Zura. Yo, so this is my sentence. So
Yeah.
I was hitting Shorty from the back, and she was throwing it back so good that I had to take a Caesura.
Okay. Caesura.
They have to turn all of
I
my
can't.
words sexual. They have to.
He does. Anywho, with that being said, let's take a Caesura and get to the 2020 twin.
That don't count, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not giving you
Yeah,
that.
no, that does count. That does count.
Get
Is it
to
like
the
a
The
break?
game
Yes,
starts now.
outside.
Oh, because she
Yes,
leads
it's
it.
fine.
All right. She got it.
It's fine.
Before we
wanna
get to
be-
current
okay,
events,
go
let's
ahead.
get to the
Give her a
Caesura
ding. Give her a ding.
for the 2020 twin. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Welcome back to another episode, Tribe. You got to the right place. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are everywhere you hear podcasts. We drop new episodes on every Wednesday, everywhere you hear podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon has podcasts. Then hop over to our social media. Make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms. We're on IG at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on TikTok at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on Twitter at So Ratchet Pod. And we're on Threads at So Ratchet Podcast. Right here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us. We're at So Ratchet Space Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you every Wednesday. Share us with a friend.
Tell them where to find out.
Tell us where to find our merch.
And
what you're wearing.
Do you see me in the crop top today?
You see it.
You see it. Thank you. If you can't see us, you have to hop on YouTube, guys. Okay. But yes, we do have merch. Hit the link in our bio. It's on IG. And we also have it on our website. It's called the So Ratchet Shop.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yes.
All right. Check us out.
Appreciate y'all.
And cop your merch.
Absolutely. All right, guys, you heard that. Cop the merch. We got merch. So Ratchet Shop. Let's get it. Now, we are jumping into our current event episode. And of course, I'm going to start with my boy Flash. I want him to tell me a little bit about this Alaska Airlines. Like, what's going on there, Flash?
Okay, so
we put his story first. Flash story.
Yeah,
we went through this. We went through the whole lineup.
Okay.
You weren't present.
Okay, I just wanted to complain about him.
Now you get to watch me on the big screen, you fool. Look at you. Now look at me. Now look at you. Anyway, one of my fears has once again come true. I don't know if this has happened before, but I'm not gonna hold you. Like I used to be so scared of flying. And I think I inherited that from my mom, because my mom was never a person that wanted to jump on planes and stuff. So it passed down to me when I was younger, like, well, if she don't like planes, then I ain't gonna fucking like planes. And then when I realized that the world is huge and you can start traveling and shit, I started to love planes and shit. So I love traveling now. All right. But I want to report real quick on something that happened on a flight. And of course, we got the video. So this happened on Air Alaska. And I want to say it was coming from Portland. All right. Or it had to land in Portland. But I want to show y'all the video of what happened, because clearly I didn't do my full research. But so this is, y'all can see it, right?
Yeah. Wow.
All right, bang, bang.
In the plane.
This video, there was no one sitting next to the window. 171 people were on board, but luckily no one was hurt. One woman on board says it was a close call, though.
Now for those of you who don't see the video, just know Air Alaska had a issue where a panel from the side of the plane came off mid-flight. I don't know if I guess they were in somewhere going down or whatever the case is, but shit happened where all the fucking cups and all that other shit had to come from the air and all this other shit, or from the ceilings. And this to me is one of my worst fears, where if I'm on a plane and shit like this happens, I'm gonna play the rest of the video real quick just for context.
Looked up, the sun, like his shirt is off, it flew off, and his skin is very red. I'm assuming it was irritated from like the wind or the cold, since we are up in the air. And I heard that the mom had to drag her son back inside.
Yeah, so that's from our small video from what happened on Air Alaska. So apparently one of the panels on the side of the plane came off, and you can actually see outside of the plane to a very high degree. Apparently, and with the grace of God, nobody was actually seated in the two seats right next to that window. I don't know what kind of intervention or final destination shit that was. I don't know who missed a flight, but just know you missed it, in for a good reason, if that's the case or whatnot. And seeing this story also reminded me, nigga, to wear your seatbelt when you on the plane. But did y'all see this though?
Yeah, I did see that.
No, I didn't hear about it, Flash. It's actually my first time hearing about it.
Right. I kind of heard about it. They're looking at the plane. I think it was a Boeing. Kind of looking at those style planes. But yeah, that is scary to be in the middle of a flight and have a whole side of the plane pop open,
Get the fuck off.
Right. And that's the
mean,
worst, especially if you were sitting right at that spot. Thankfully, nobody was, but that's definitely scary.
Facts. And you never know what could happen. A panel freaking falls off. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That I don't know. For some people, I feel like that would be like life changing. That'd be like something they'd be like, you know what? I'm not going on planes ever again. You know, and like hopefully, it doesn't do that for people. But at the end of the day, if a panel falls off, right now they're just trying to figure out who to blame right now. And I'm gonna keep it a stack. And the first person they're looking at is the maintenance staff, who should be making sure shit like that doesn't happen, right? Because this is America, all right? And we are ran by the FAA, and the FAA has stringent regulations on maintenance on the plane. So they're going, trust and believe, they're going through all the logs right now to make sure things were done properly.
I would say the maintenance staff and also the people who manufacture the plane itself. Because that's what I really think. Because should that absolutely. Because should that be happening? For the manufacturing
hell the fuck no
person, it should not exactly.
But I would say though they did, they did end up grounding, I guess, the other 65 planes that were owned by Alaska Airlines because of these events. So they are taking proactive steps to say like, let us figure out what the fuck happened and if this is it's other planes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's a fact. Like they're like, yo, if the maintenance staff fucked up on one plane, they might have fucked up on them all. So we checking out.
Right,
as they should. As a girl that prefers the window seat, and I lay on the window, I don't know. This is giving me anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a window seat girl.
Yeah.
Yo, I am an aisle seater because I'm
an aisle seater too. I'm
you know what I'm saying? I do not.
I don't
like
mind the window, but I'm
more
so of an aisle seater. TJ's the window person. I'm the aisle
seater. I want to be in charge of the getting up. Okay, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta use it, and the crazy thing is, I don't even have to use the bathroom that often. I don't know. Something about the aisle seat makes me feel like I got more freedom,
control.
Like,
you know, you get that knee space. You can move your leg a little bit more and shit.
Yeah,
and I definitely by the damn cart coming through.
Exactly, because they be tearing me up, especially when they coming through the hallway. I'm getting bumped. I'm coming down the aisle. I'm getting bumped.
Not me.
I'm at the aisle.
Sometimes I ain't even gonna lie. My small smile be when the flight attendant got a fat old ass and she want to bump you with that shit on when she going down the aisle.
I'm like, you lean into it, bro. Or you lean into it.
Y'all are a mess. I can't.
And then give it an eye.
I can't. Thank you for that flash, because that was a very, it's an interesting story. Maybe we'll be more cautious, but it's scary too as well. Definitely. Man. Next, I'm gonna roll into my boy Shake. Tell us what's going on with these lists.
Oh, it's on me.
Yes, it's on you.
We gonna meet. Oh, okay. All right.
Come on, nigga, before we do you.
Yo. First and foremost, I want to give my best wishes to Japan. Hopefully, they just had an earthquake and a tsunami on the 1st. And, hopefully everything is going okay.
We felt the earthquake here in New York, too, by the way. It was a 1.7 magnitude in Astoria, Queens, by the way.
We did have an earthquake in Astoria, Queens. I didn't feel it.
On the side.
I didn't feel it either.
Apparently there was an earthquake here as well. All right. But, hopefully Japan gets together, because they were hit by an earthquake and a tsunami. So, I don't know. They haven't really said what the death toll is yet, because it's probably taking a little while to figure it out. But, God bless Japan. All right. It's a great country. They're the wave of the future, and it may have something. And I'm going to be honest with you. All right. The last time there was a big tsunami in Asia, it was because North Korea was testing nuclear missiles in the Pacific. And now I heard that North Korea, they have perfected the long range missile. So who knows where they've been testing it, or whether they were the ones, because North Korea obviously doesn't give a fuck. All right. So fuck North Korea. God bless Japan. All right. So next, the first.
That's not sponsored by all of us. Okay.
Shots fired.
We don't want to go to war.
Those words are not the words of
that's not the words of us.
First of all, nobody cares about North Korea. Okay, the Korea we care about is the South Korea. Okay, that's what K-pop and all that other stuff come from? All right. I remember watching K-dramas. I've been watching K-dramas. I love them. All right. They're so cheesy, but they're so sweet, right? Like, yo, K-dramas are sweet. I fuck with K-drama. We love South Korea. Fuck North Korea. I stick with my words. Anyhow.
Okay.
All right. For those of you who haven't seen, Dave Chappelle had a new special that came out. Make sure you guys check that right
Netflix?
there. The Dreamer. Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Oh.
I think it's his 8th special.
I seen that live.
It was really good. You saw it live? Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
In Atlanta?
Yeah, so in Atlanta, and these niggas was so protective of like phones and shit. They have, I don't know if y'all been to where they got the shit where you gotta
go in.
Yeah, you gotta put them in the pouch and all that. You don't get your phone back to the end of the show. Now. That shit is
crazy.
Because they don't want you to leak the special before it comes out.
It's like
Netflix.
a $10 million deal. It's like a $10 million deal. Real shit.
But you know what's wild? I've been to places where I guess they use the guards to stand on the joint and just watch anybody
like the trustees. Like, yeah.
I did not know they got so advanced with it though. Yeah, you gotta check your phone.
Like put it in the pouch. You can see your phone, but you can't use it. Like, yeah, real shit. I get it. And they
lock
sense.
it upon you entering the venue. It's like when you go through security, you put it in the pouch then and you have it, but you can't do anything with it.
Facts. While I'm running down my lists, all right, let's talk about another list real quick. The Epstein List that just came out, all right? The Epstein's List is coming. They're dropping like albums, okay? The second set of associates for Epstein have come out. All right. And we're not saying that they're guilty of anything. All we saying is that they was associated with them. So maybe, and if guilty by association is a thing, and we don't know. It's a possibility they could have been entangled in his whole sex island thing. So they're trying to figure that out right now. I'm gonna give you guys a few of the names right now. A few of the names that popped up on the list were Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Michael Jackson, Chris Tucker. Okay, yes, Christmas was on there. All right. David Copperfield. That's Chris Tucker. That was Michael Jackson's name for him. And we'll talk about that later in the Katt Williams interview. Katt Williams definitely mentioned it.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking. I don't know what the fuck Stephen Hawking would have been doing on that island. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. And Kevin Spacey. All right, they were all on the island. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what Kevin Spacey was doing on the island because Kevin Spacey has a reputation, and he was exposed during the Me Too movement for advancing sex on a minor young man, by the way. Okay, so this is the main report that I'll be talking about today. We'll be talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes, and everything that I say here today, ladies and gentlemen, is alleged. All right, alleged. Don't forget that. All right.
Yes, we like that.
So
protect the brand, please.
After the whole P Diddy debacle, okay, allegedly, Cassie turned in some evidence to the feds. Right. Within that evidence, there was a videotape, a USB drive, and a burner phone that reportedly belonged to the late Kim Porter. All right, in which there is evidence of several of P Diddy's powerful friends that attended his freakoffs. All right, and one of the people whose name is on the list is Bishop T.D. Jakes. All right. Okay. So this list came out about 3 weeks ago, and on Christmas Eve, T.D. Jakes broke his silence. So I'm going to share that video real quick.
Some of you logged in or come in out of concern. Some of you come in to hear what I'm going to say. All of you who expect me to address a lie, you can log off. I will not use this sacred day and this sacred pulpit to address a lie when I have a chance to preach a truth. I will stand straight up, head up, back straight, and preach the unadulterated, infallible word of God. Because that is what the pulpit.
All right, so that was that right there was TD Jakes on Christmas Eve. He was addressing the
Yeah, well, he said he did. The first line said it's a lie. Ain't nothing for him to address.
He said, no, yo, here's the thing. Here's what's crazy about what he said. For those who expect me to address lies, move on. So we don't know that if it was a lie.
In his mind, well, he's saying it's a lie. That's what he said. And he said he ain't addressing the lie. There's nothing to address.
Lie, okay? But those of you who want me, so we're supposed to assume that those are lies. But what parts of it are lies, right? Is all of it a lie? Is half of it a lie? Is all? I don't know. Okay,
you ain't know, so he ain't gonna address it.
So, so it has been. It has been.
Just go ahead, Flash. You just gotta go with it. Okay, stop jumping. You jumping rope. Like
no, I know. I don't know if there's a delay, but no. In my mind, I was saying here like I gotta start. That's how I'm gonna start lying from now on. Or when I want people to believe me, I'm gonna start saying that shit like a Negro spiritual. Oh, what you mean? I slept with that bitch? I should not address a lie.
You want me to address a lie? I will not.
I do not know that woman.
I'm gonna stand up here.
Here's the thing, though. You addressing the lie by speaking about it. You still addressing the lie, okay?
Crazy.
Anyhow, all right. Also, allegedly, right? There are male escorts that have corroborated the fact that TD Jakes has slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad, and he is referred to as a power bottom.
What?
What that mean?
What
that mean? He
power
take control
bottom?
of these niggas? What that mean? He a dom? What the fuck?
Oh no! So apparently, there's always a top and a bottom. Okay?
Right.
And when you're a power bottom, I'm guessing you do a little thrusting from the back. Like, so if he's a bottom, that means he's taking.
I'm gonna look it up because that sounds like a shake back.
Right, because bottoms are what? Are they the givers of it or the receivers? That's the clarity.
TJ, look it up. Hold on. Wait, hold on. TJ, let's take us to soda. And make sure that we can define what that means.
According to menshealth.com,
go ahead.
It says a power bottom definition. Here's what the sex term really means. Being a power bottom is partly what you do during sex and partly the energy you put out into the world.
What?
What chakra is that? What chakra did he unlock, TJ?
I don't know what that is.
You're the expert.
That doesn't give me anything. Wait, I need to keep doing some more research.
Listen, I think a power bottom, okay, is somebody who thrusts from the bottom, okay? That's all I'm saying.
So
a bottom is penetrated.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't. It says.
My guess is a power bottom will be somebody.
We don't want to hear your guess. We don't want to hear your shake back shit. This is why I'm on school. Okay.
Push it from the bottom.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
This is Reddit. Power bottom means the bottom is in control of the sex and basically flipping the normal heteronormative script. It could be them riding on top and kind of using the top. Or it could be they are being bossy from underneath and telling the top what to do and how to pleasure them, etc. So you were almost right, Shake. The shake back was almost a fact.
Yeah.
See?
Almost.
And it's kind of like a woman, she would be able like Amazon position, like she controls it.
Yeah, taking control from the bottom. Okay. Power bottom. Okay.
Yo,
that's new. That's new for me.
And it says anal or oral intercourse.
Yo, can I say one thing? Yo, I feel like I've had a power bottom woman before, and it was one time in my life, and the shit, I questioned what the fuck just happened because I realized like she was fucking me. I wasn't fucking her, even though I was in. Like,
give us the position. Give us more. We need more.
Was she put you in the Amazon position, Flash?
No. I wasn't Amazoned out. But I was in missionary, and you know, I'm thinking like I'm doing my thing. You know, the strokes is pumping. But I remember a point where shit changed because I felt like I wasn't in control no more because I realized she done grabbed me and now she was doing the thrusting and shit. And it was to the point where like usually I can nullify it, and I was sitting here like I think she's overpowering me at this point now. But it was good still. So, but in my mind I was saying like I ain't never had nobody just like fuck me back from that position. But I'm in the top position. I'm supposed to be like the pursuit of the joint.
See, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah,
it was
I'm about to say it had to be good.
No, listen, she no, but let me tell you, she took control from a place where I didn't feel like she would have had control in the first place. So number one, that was amazing. You know, so I think she was about it.
Shout out to her, girl.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather women not try to take control than that.
Right, I agree.
Me personally, because I feel like it's like. And it's not. I'm not gonna go to emasculating thing. I'm gonna just say I'm better at it. So she just gotta calm the fuck down and just let me work. Let me cook, bro. Let me cook. All right, I'm better at this shit. Now I'm good. Even when she's on top, I still control it because some women only know when they on top, right? But
but even if I'm gonna do that, I can still control that. If I'm on top, I'm gonna control. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. But the guy can lead. The guy can lead.
So you're a power
and everywhere else.
So you know what the power bottom is.
I'm not. I'm just saying for that one. I'm only talking about that.
Don't let that pussy hit you.
I'm only talking about that one position. That one position. I mean, the guy can assist as well, you know.
But actually, I don't feel like that's a power bottom position.
I don't think so either.
If you're riding, you're taking control. You're doing it.
Absolutely.
You're a power bottom. Shake if you're
giving it
the
back
bottom,
like,
and you're doing all the control. Like, you're the power bottom.
TJ, first the fuck off, TJ. Watch your goddamn mouth, because at the
a
end
power
of the day,
bottom, it could be go both ways. It doesn't have to be a negative.
No. If you are the giver, you are the top always. It's not about where you are. It's about what you do. Okay. And I'm
so what if
you're
just
top,
laying
limp?
And
I'm still a top. I'm still a top.
And she's
but
all the
work. She will be a power bottom at that point. She will be a power bottom, okay? Because she's still
on top though.
No, don't matter. It's not about position. It's about who you are. Yeah, I thought you was part of the LGBT community. I need you to talk to the LGBT.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, because top and bottom is a gay term.
Both pleasuring each other and pleasuring ourselves.
Exactly.
So however you do it.
It's a giver and a receiver. Okay,
I like to give sometimes, and I like to receive.
To receive,
yeah.
But you'll always be a bottom.
Those categories, no.
So with lesbian sex, it's no top and bottom, right? But with gay sex,
it is because sometimes there are roles because some females may not want to receive back. So it depends.
You're right. You're right. It could be penetration. You 100%.
From what I know,
you know what I'm saying. But the giver is the top and the receiver is the bottom, no matter the position. TJ, it doesn't matter.
According to TD Jakes, he takes power from the bottom, and so, well, not according to allegedly. Sorry,
allegedly.
You know, he's taking the power from the bottom.
Okay.
So
that's and the last bit of information I wanted to tell you guys is there's a young male who set to sue TD Jakes and for an incident that took place when he was 16, right? There's a lot more information coming out about it. I even have the guy's name, but we're not going to go that far as to put his name.
Okay.
All I'm just say is go to TikTok and you can see a lot of the information. There's a lot of information coming out about this. All right. But there was an incident. All it says is that there was an incident that took place when he was 16. And no, they also said that he was forced to give him head. Okay. And then we also have
forced
some adults.
TD Jakes allegedly forced to give TD Jakes
allegedly.
Okay.
So let me ask you guys one question, right? Do you think that there's any truth to the rumors, in your opinion?
I think that it's a possibility. You know, you're in the industry, you're around all these other celebrities, but I also want to say that this has nothing to do with him as a man of God. You know, like, we are all human. We all fall short of the glory of God. He is able to, this is who he is as a human, right? he's still a bishop, you know, and he still loves the Lord. I'm sure he still runs the church, and a lot of church folks are going to judge him because of it. Or a lot of people that are not even of the church are going to judge him because of it. But for me personally, I know that we are all human and we all fall short of the glory of God. It's a possibility that it could have happened. And I still think that he's still, you know, a man of God, even though it's wrong. He cheated on his wife. There's a lot of sin in it. But, you know, I just want to give him some grace as well. And I want to also hear the story, hear all the details. I want to hear his side and the other person's side before we do any canceling. Like that's our cancel culture.
He's not going to tell his side.
That's what I said. Well, for me, I don't have an opinion as of right now. I really don't. It's definitely a possibility, but I need to see receipts. That's what I need to see facts. I need to see facts because a lot of people have been also jumping on the bandwagon about coming out and all of these things, and because now this new whole bill is out and everything like that. So I just need to see facts. I need to see facts before I jump on the bandwagon. I'm not saying that it did not happen, but I'm not saying that it did happen. I need to see information. I need to see receipts.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't glamorize thinking anybody is necessarily incapable of doing, you know, dirt and shit. And I feel like if there's enough like concrete truth pointing to shit, then yeah, sometimes there is some truth to it. And some of us have to lie to protect our image. Some of us have to keep up an image. And at the same time, some of us also feel like this ain't nobody business but my own, you know? And I guess I'm just understanding that whether he didn't alleged, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? If there is something that he has to be brought up on, as far as if it was really like a 16-year-old and shit, yeah, make sure, you know, that shit gets figured out and those people get exposed for manipulating or taking advantage of those situations. But I don't think nobody's that devout and shit. I feel like everybody to a certain degree has a mask that they wear in public, and your dirt, you know, y'all say all your shit will come to light. I don't think everything comes to light. Sometimes it does. A lot of times it don't. So I don't put nothing past nobody. That's all.
Okay.
Power the code switch.
Here's the thing with this. I feel like with TD Jakes. So let me just give my what I think. With TD Jakes, he had a lot of public statements that he made about homosexuals as far as getting married and things like that.
What was he saying?
He was saying that he will not marry a man and a man or a woman and a woman. They should not be married in the eyes of God and all this other stuff. And he made a lot of really big statements about gays and lesbians. And you know, this makes him look like a hypocrite. That's first off. Okay. Also, I think that his reputation is going to take a huge hit from this. Okay. His reputation is going to take a hit. Because there are going to be people out there who outright believes it. All right. And third of all, I just want to wait for more information to come out before I make an assessment about.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
What exactly if he's guilty in my mind or not. Now there was a lady who put out a video with TD Jakes and a guy a picture of himself at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was just a regular picture of himself, and it read at the bottom, "Thinking of you." At 1 o'clock in the morning, he sent them a picture, but it was a regular picture. But like, if you think about that, like, he could be thinking about him like, you know, I hope you are good or whatever, or he could be thinking about him sexually. You know what I mean? So we don't know what it meant, but there was a screenshot of TD Jakes sent this guy. He was an adult, a picture of himself, regular picture like of him speaking, and it read across it, "Thinking of you." 1 a.m.
Wait, question.
So it was of him. It was a video of him preaching that he sent to him.
No. It was just. It looked like a video of him talking. It looked like he had a mic in front of him. Everything. It looked like a video of him.
So maybe the message.
A picture.
I'm paying devil's advocate.
Thinking
Okay.
of you.
Oh, a picture. Okay. So I was gonna say maybe whatever was on that video, he was saying thinking of you based on the message that was, I guess.
I wouldn't look too much into that.
And it could have been a video. You never know, right? Like it could have been like something that maybe it's something that I said that made me think.
Yes, that made me think of you because this related to you. Right? This was.
But I mean at 1 a.m. though. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, you need, but you need context though, and I've had weird texts come through, but like. If dude sent him maybe a picture of an eggplant and then he's like thinking of you, then I would think something of it. But if it's prayer shit, maybe, and maybe that nigga, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Maybe hit him at that time. I can't judge it. I would say to be continued. To be continued. We need more information.
Facts.
We need more information. All right, so I'm gonna jump into a next story really quickly, which is Halle Bailey. Those who know Halle Bailey, she is a Little Mermaid. So she's been dating DDG. He's a rapper. And there's people have been speculating for the longest that she's been pregnant. You kind of saw a belly, but you didn't. They never addressed anything, never came out and said they was pregnant. And then boom, out of nowhere, she goes, even though we're a few days into the new year, the greatest thing that 2023 could have done for me was bring me my son. Welcome to the world, my halo. The world is desperate to know you. So because people was, of course, saying that she's pregnant. So they basically revealed the baby on their own time. So congratulations to her and DDG as they welcome a baby boy named Halo. So now it's out officially that she had this
question.
Baby.
Wait, so did she hide this? Did she hide this when she was in the mermaid suit and shit? Like was she?
Well, no, because we don't know how long that was filmed. No, she wasn't pregnant at that time.
I think it was 9 months though. She was pregnant. So I'm pretty sure she was pregnant after the Little Mermaid film. And at the end of the day, it ain't nobody's business.
It ain't nobody's business, and that's what exactly, and that's basically why she didn't want to probably she didn't want nobody stress on her during her daggone pregnancy with the foolishness, So of course, so she came out when she was ready. Right, she came out when she was ready to share about her child. So I just wanted to bring that up because that was kind of a big thing in social media. People going back and forth whether she's pregnant, whether she's not. Oh, we know you pregnant. We know you not. So
very pregnant.
But that still was her business, and I guess she shared when she was ready to share. So
I mean, it is her business, but y'all know. Look, y'all know pregnancy news be exciting though. I mean, I'm even saying that for just anybody I know too. Like, so I can get why yes, it's their business, but everybody going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Of course.
And I think when you're a celebrity, so many things are like shared because you have the paparazzi following you everywhere you go and watching everything that you do.
Absolutely.
There's some things that you may want to keep private, just between you and your partner.
Right.
So I get that. But like I said, she still had things to do. Like she did a lot of interviews. She wasn't on the panel doing as many interviews as the other stars, like the other cast members.
She just dropped that baby.
But she was at the premiere. And you can tell because all of her outfits are just big and covering the belly. So you could obviously tell. And her face got a little bit thicker, like a little fuller. So congratulations to her. And I'm happy that she was able to keep it for herself, because it's a lot when you go into pregnancy.
I got a question real quick though. Do y'all think it's weird that let's say even after the pregnancy, because you know how paparazzi do, they want to get pictures of the baby bump, they're trying to get pictures of the baby or whatnot. Do y'all think it's weird when they kind of put so much focal attention on getting pictures of the babies and it's that because, and I said it to say, like, let's say you out in public and maybe you with your kid and somebody running up on you with a camera and taking pictures of your baby and you don't know who the fuck these niggas are and shit. It's like, is that weird energy type of shit?
It is weird because it's my. I agree. It's my. So if it's my child, that's sacred to me. I don't want you to run up on my child to be taking any pictures of my child. You know what I mean? So, and it's a lot. It could be overwhelming, especially as a new mother. You're ready. If you're a new mother and it's your first child, you're trying to navigate through that yourself. Let alone have people rushing up to your newborn baby. That could be a lot. That could be a lot. And that's why. And then the littlest thing, and then when they put the picture out, then you have these people online, the littlest thing criticize, oh, the baby likes it, oh, the baby, you know what I mean? So and once again, people's forgetting the fact that you just had this baby. It's a lot. It could be a lot to deal with, that's my opinion.
You know what else it is though? Sometimes it's, people want to, so I think some people are very like protective over their pregnancy, because they feel like, once they let everything out, like, now, if something happens, it's like, oh, now everybody feels sorry or whatever. We don't know what her health is like as far as like with her family and her genes and what happens. We don't know if she's ever had any miscarriages. So, this is something that she decided that she wanted to keep private. And like I said, that's her business.
Correct. Exactly. I agree. All right. So now let's move into
a trending topic.
Let's move into welcome.
What we talking about?
Let's bring up Katt Williams has entered the chat. He bust through 2024 guns blazing. If you guys have been under a rock, Katt Williams was on Shannon Sharp's show podcast called Club Shay Shay. And when I tell you that Katt Williams came out guns blazing, he came out guns blazing. Everybody kind of caught a bullet.
Everybody was right.
Let's talk about some of the people that was mentioned. He talked about Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Michael Blackson,
Faison Love,
Ludacris, Faison Love. Those people really, and he kind of talked very briefly. It was Kim Smith, who used to be work for the radio, whatever, in Atlanta, and got terminated.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. Tiffany Haddish also. Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
Wanda. He likes Wanda. I mentioned Kevin Hart. Yeah, I said Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Ricky Smiley too?
So,
I don't know.
Ricky Smiley. Yes, Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley was his main target.
Yes. Okay. So the interview was over 2 hours. And boy, was it was easy to watch. I mean, Katt Katt 2 hours and 45.
His throat chakra was very clear. He was
very clear and open. I guess my question to you guys, and I do want to say, I also want to say this. Some people responded. Kevin Hart responded. Michael Blackson responded. Faison Love responded. Ice Cube came out and said something as well. Cedric the Entertainer responded. I will say this, Ludacris too, but I will say this. In all the response, and I'm taking out Ice Cube, but Ice Cube he actually verified kind of what Katt said. But out of all the people that responded, I ain't hear none of them respond say that the man was lying. I just want to say that. I didn't hear them call the man a liar. So I guess we all watched the interview, and I just want to hear, what is your take? Do you guys feel like Katt Williams is telling the truth or he's lying?
Hey, listen. I feel like he came out with a lot of shit at one time, and I ain't gonna hold you. He came out swinging, and it just seemed like so many people he attacked at once, and a lot of people are saying that's false. And I believe in my heart of hearts that he was speaking the truth. Okay, I believe he was speaking the truth, and I mean, fight me if you want, but I believe he's speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp is a fucking rabble raiser. Okay, I really believe that Shannon Sharp. I never knew Shannon Sharp was such a great interviewer and how he could the shit out of like. I felt like all he had to do was mention a name. The motherfucker said Kanye West. Boop. I thought Katt Williams would glaze over it. He didn't glaze like no.
He wasn't.
Wife a whore. He called him.
He did, but what Shannon Sharp did was like you said, Shake. What he did was he mentioned things that happened throughout the year, like big things, like mentioned the names of things that happened throughout the year, just to get Katt's opinion. So that was good. You're right. Like, okay, what do you think about Kanye? What do you think about things that kind of went that are either current, was trending before, all that part though. But in the grand scheme of things, listen, Katt ran that interview, and and Shannon allowed him to, right? He allowed, and
I think that's the key to having to being a great interviewer, is to allow the guests to feel very comfortable and share a whole bunch of stuff that's coming from them uninterrupted. Like there were times that he would ask a question and Katt was on a whole nother rant of something, not rant, but saying talking about something completely different, and then Katt would go back to whatever he said, like, you did ask me if I was interested in ever getting married, but but you didn't mention it again. But I'll tell you, yeah, I am. I can't see myself being married. So I agree that Shannon Sharpe did a very good job as an interviewer, and I think I learned a lot from him. And hopefully you can put that to work here on the podcast when we have some guests on. But I will also say that I do feel like Katt Williams was speaking the truth, but it was his truth.
His truth.
Right? I think he spoke everything that was coming out for him. I don't feel like it was an attack on any people. I did feel a little tension when he mentioned certain names. Like I felt a little tension when he mentioned Kevin Hart and Ricky Smiley and stuff like that, just a little bit. But I feel like he didn't go into detail about it. I feel like he was very accountable. Yes. I saw him in a completely different light. I feel like everyone is somewhat agreeing with him. And I feel like, what did Fat Joe say? Yesterday's price
is not today's price. It's not today's price.
Where people were able to see who he really is, because we saw the clips of him, getting beat up by a kid at one point, right? Didn't we see that? And he tried to talk about that.
Yeah.
I feel like Shannon Sharpe tried to bring that up about how he got robbed, and he was like, nah, I wasn't robbed because I ain't got shit. But like he played with the words a little bit. He wasn't very specific about things, but he talked about his truth. And I love this interview. It made me see him as attractive, and I never thought he was attractive in that way. But I was very attracted to his being, his energy. And so shout out to him. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Get your paper. I hope he has a special coming out so he could just monetize.
He does. He's touring now. Yeah, he's touring right now.
Perfect.
But I love
Katt Williams. Get your bag, King.
I learned a lot of people, and what I love that Katt said. Katt has done a lot for people. Somebody else came out and said that exactly what Katt said. Remember, Katt said he had a lot of females, and I can't remember his name right now. But he came out and he said he was doing a comedy show, and a female walked up to him and put something in his hand, and it was $1,000. So Katt is very generous. He also talked about that in the interview when he does his comedy. He's in a city. He kind of goes out in the city so he could talk about it for the first couple of seconds, and then he says, "Yeah, I pay my tithes," and then he gives. Let's say he said he made 100,000. He gives that 10,000 within that city, 10%. Whether it be to 10%, whether to go to the shelter or whatever. So he gives back, and he said that I don't have to broadcast that, I don't have to show that, but I got a sense from the interview that Katt definitely is a spiritual person. He kind of talked about that, and when you think about the grand scheme, so somebody to adopt 7 children, 7,
as a single father, as a single person,
as a male. I thought that was I was like, wow, I was I have so much. I look at Katt Williams completely different, just looking at those kind of things, and the fact that he was able to talk about that, I was like, wow, like he's really, and to know that clearly he has money. He doesn't flash his money. He's not a flashy person. He does things at a discretion. This interview was it for me. Like, I think if anybody didn't know Katt Williams, they know Katt Williams now. He didn't hover his tongue, and I agree with TJ. He spoke his truth. Whatever was coming up for him, he spoke his truth. And some things, if you heard Ricky Smiley,
what did he say? What was his response? I want to know what are the responses. What did he say?
The responses. So Ricky Smiley came out. And was basically like, oh, Katt was hilarious, very funny. So, and he had his manager on the phone with him as well. Basically said that he did audition for the role. They told him, I guess, everybody auditioned for the role. They told him that
you're referring to the role
of Money Mike of Money Mike from Next Friday. That's what I'm referring to. So he did audition for it. Yes, but then they felt like he would be better as the Santa Claus. I'm bringing up somebody else. Ice Cube did say the same thing, that they just felt like Katt did. They had the script written, and Katt did do ad libs, and they allowed him to ad lib on the role of. So Cube did verify that, because remember, Katt Williams did say he wrote some of the stuff for Money Mike. So Ice Cube did kind of verify that.
He wrote
Ice Cube, he wrote right, but he said Cube said that there was some ad libs part. Cube also verified that there was not supposed to be a rape scene in the movie, because that's something that Katt Williams did say.
That sounded crazy.
That right.
Wait, back up. What was that? I'm lost.
Remember, so and the part of the interview, the part where there's a part in the scene where Damon comes in the bathroom, and he kind of according to Katt Williams, allegedly he was saying that scene was supposed to be a rape scene. That's what he said.
But that's comedy, so I don't see that being a rape scene.
Correct.
I don't see that being true.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I could say I don't agree with.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't. Right. Yeah. So Cube came out and kind of clarified that aspect of it. Faison Love came out. I mean, he was saying stuff, but
what did he say
about
Faison Love? I don't think he said nothing much.
He
didn't say much.
Love is a liar. He said Faison Love is a fat liar, and he never had a special
comedy special.
Okay, and he said it was easy to get a special on Netflix. But he never had a special on Netflix. Right. Meanwhile, Katt Williams had 12. Okay,
and he also did say that Cedric the Entertainer does not have any specials on Netflix or Tubi, but Cedric the Entertainer does have a special on Netflix. So
yeah, he said Cedric the Entertainer don't even have a special on Tubi. That was hilarious. That was a hit.
That was the best line. He doesn't even have a special on Netflix or Tubi. I thought that was hilarious. I'm sorry.
No, the best line I heard. My fault, Mo. You was done.
Go ahead, Flash.
Yeah, go ahead.
The best line I heard was when he was talking about, he made it through Hollywood and he didn't have to suck nobody penis, and I was just like, this nigga had a lot of penis statements in his whole monologue. And shit. I'm over here like, damn, Hollywood sounds like a place where you gonna have to suck some dick if you get to it. Kind of. I was saying like, I don't ever want to be there.
A lot of people talk about it though.
But yeah, but
do that, or you have to wear a dress,
and I was really trying to
right.
And but I was, and I when I'm telling you that I was really listening to this interview, and then I kind of was listening to him and kind of comparing stuff. Like for instance, and I'm not shading Tiffany Haddish or anything like that, but it's kind of a fact what he said, because she came out after the fact of Girls Trip, right? That's when she was starting to do comedy, like stand up. And remember she bombed. Remember that at one point she bombed. Yes, remember at one point she bombed on stage because she's not used to doing stand-up. And that, so basically Katt Williams is saying there's certain people who did not start from the groundwork of doing, he's like, it's several females, Wanda Sykes, people of those characters who's a comedian and has done stand-up. He basically saying you can't be a comedian without doing the foundation of stand-up. It's not going to work. But yet she's into these movies. What happened to the other female? That's what he's saying. Just like Kevin Hart. He said Kevin Hart already had Soul Plane. Yeah, already had Soul Plane. But where was the comedy specials and all of these things first before you go into the movie? So that's kind of where he's saying, like, so you can't. So if you look at that, it made me go back, because I thought about that and I was like, wait a minute. And then after the fact, when she did Girls Trip, and that's what people say that she, or you remember Tiffany Haddish really doing is going on stage and doing the nay. But when she did a show, you guys could go back and look at it. She bombed the show when she was doing stand up. She bombed. Yeah. So
I mean, I didn't think it was that funny, but I also want to say this. Everyone's journey is different. And so I'm not knocking who Kevin Hart is now as a comedian, because he did stand up and then went into movies and now he has specials. Like who's to say what the actual way is,
it's the line for everybody's alignment is different.
Where especially nowadays, however you can get it. And so shout out to her. I know that she was in the comedy show scene or in the doing comedy shows and not doing that great. And then she got on Girls Trip, doing stand up, and got on Girls Trip, and everything kind of blew up for her. She soared.
Exactly.
And then now she's doing her own comedy specials where she's putting other women on, just like how Kevin Hart put her on. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to pave the way for someone behind you. And and one thing that I loved about the Katt Williams interview, where he mentioned, he's like, I watch all comedians, and he started naming the names of upcoming comedians
that we see on social media. He talked about that.
Yes, so it warmed my heart, because he's a veteran in the game to say, hey, I see you. And I was like, that's really, like endearing.
And another caveat, if you heard him say too, because he said he put on over 36 comedians, and he also said, I'm gonna put people on that's funnier than me. Who would want to put on people that he said he feels are funnier than him? Because you wouldn't want that person to get that shine. But he's like, no, I want to put on the people that. So I'm telling you, this interview for me was was everything. It was a good interview.
Speak your truth, King.
But I think what TJ has said was kind of head on though. Like was actually that at the end of the day, it may not be all true, but it's his truth. This is what he feels.
absolutely.
He believes is true, and then it's sometimes your truth is not always truth on paper, like real talk.
Of
like
course,
you know what I'm saying. But this is shit. Sometimes it's shake facts. Okay.
Nah, you ain't
What was you
lying.
gonna say, bro?
Nah, I was gonna give my input even on just the interview, but I felt like number one, I liked it. It was very entertaining. I feel like Katt Williams is one of them people who understands that he, or from what we can understand, you know, he can be generous, he can be humble, but then at the same time, he can brag if you put him in that bag to want to talk about his accomplishments and who he's put on, and also one thing. When I was watching the interview, I realized like this nigga got a ill memory. I said, this nigga remembers everything. Like you could do something to this nigga in like second grade and he's going to remember that shit. And I'm not mad at him for because he brought up shit that either just happened in the past that you could tell. I don't want to say they're grudges though. Yeah, I don't want to say they're grudges, but I want to. He remembers those things, and I guess when you try to
Ricky Smiley on the set,
Sully,
not only that, with Cedric stealing his joke, and he said he gave him a pass. That's something he brought up. That was over 20 years ago,
especially with the joke stealing shit. Because I want to say Katt really he stands on business when it comes to I guess backing the writers and the creators and the people who are doing the work ethic to make the material, and then you got to test this material over and over and over again, and then put it out to the world, you know, in some space or even on some special where it's almost like they've seen it for the first time. And I know that there probably is a segment of the business where writers or people are getting written for, you know, especially with jokes. So it's not just that you're getting help with something.
Authentic.
Sometimes sometimes comedians are gonna go, you know, look at other people's work and they're gonna bring that shit back probably, and then they're gonna write for you, and maybe that's just something that they stole, especially if you're a comedian who benefits from people writing for you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking those comedians, because I feel like with so many disciplines where we're kind of understanding that you don't have to necessarily be the writer. It's more the performance and the execution that we that resonates with us when it comes to comedy and shit. So I'm not mad when somebody can I guess write jokes for somebody, because we see it in music, we see it in movies, we see it in like I said, so many other places. I guess I hear him though when he's mad at the people who almost I don't want to say verbatim because there are differences, but when somebody takes the material that you probably worked so hard on, and because they are a bigger star than you, they'll put it on a platform where it overshadows you, of course. So you're gonna remember that. That's why I say like he remembers a lot of shit, even when you know certain things slight him a bit. And also what I got from the interview was that, you know, there were certain parts where two things can be true. You know what I'm saying? The Ricky Smiley thing for me was one of those things where Ricky Smiley had his version of, I got the script, I read the script, and this is who I was possibly going to play. And there was you know, Katt Williams, who he didn't necessarily create the character, but he reinvented that character. He made that character so good that they was like, you know
that
what,
he had a longer role.
They had to give it to him.
They had to give it to him.
So
I agree.
you know, more respect for that. But I enjoyed it though overall.
And a part of me felt like he also kind of spoke for some of the underdogs. Like you heard him mention Wanda Sykes. You heard him mention Mark Curry, Bernie Mac, how
he was talking shit about Wanda Sykes. He was talking shit about Wanda Sykes.
Not in the episode. No, he did not. He did not talk anything about Wanda Sykes.
He did.
No, he did not.
He did. He said he went on her show and she said that he was not supposed to be talking. He's not going to talk about anything else but the Emmy that he won. And then she ended up trying to tear him apart on the show.
No,
that wasn't Wanda Sykes.
No, because that was another female. Because remember, if you notice, Katt Williams corrected Shannon. And she was like Smith, and Shannon was like, yes, Wanda Smith. Yes, so that's why he did not. Yeah, Shannon said Wanda, and then Katt was like, no. He's like, I like me and Wanda. No, so that's why I said it wasn't. He didn't talk about Wanda Sykes. Go back and just correct Shannon for saying it.
That was a shake back. Thank you, Mo, for catching that shake back.
Of course, I'm telling you, I watched that interview, but he brought up Steve Harvey, and I think that's what he spoke about, like the people for the underdog. Like he said, basically, Steve Harvey stole Mark Curry. Mark Curry had hanging with Mr. Cooper. It's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. There's a picture of Mark Curry. If you see, like, it's a picture of when he was Mr. Cooper. He's holding his tie like this. Steve Harvey had the same exact picture for his show, which was I know it was Mr. Hightower. I can't remember the name of the show right now from the top of my head.
Steve Harvey. I can't remember it either.
Yeah, the Steve Harvey show.
Steve
Yeah,
Harvey
probably
show.
the Steve Harvey show.
Right.
Yeah. And so so he kind of talked about like things like that. He talked about how at one point they did approach him about being on the Kings of Comedy, and he just felt like no, like not how y'all try to do my man Bernie. I'm not going on the Kings of Comedy. Y'all thought
how did he do? What did they do to Bernie? What was it?
They wanted Bernie to go first. Apparently, it was Steve Harvey's show. Whatever
even though he's the funniest one on the show.
He's the funniest one on the show. They basically so they wanted Bernie to go first to let Steve go last, but that's not how it went. It went in the order that I was supposed to go because Bernie closed out the show because he's the funniest.
Thanks.
According to that's what it was. And he just
Steve
felt like
should
he
go
didn't
first
like
because he's hosting the show. You know what I'm saying? You
right.
go first.
So Katt, obviously Katt respects Bernie, and so he was like, nah, how y'all try to y'all talk, Bernie's dark and he's y'all had a lot to say about Bernie. Nah, he was like, so he refused to do the show.
Bernie is the main reason they got the audience that they got to see the show. Kings of Comedy, my ass, okay? And no disrespect to the other comedians on the show, like DL Hughley.
Hughley, yeah.
Okay?
And Katt said that too. He was like, "Oh no, there will be no DL Hughley slander." So Katt did say that too.
Yeah.
He was like,
DL Hughley is my man. You know what I'm saying? But however, that joint was 3 hours and 45 minutes. I felt like there was a Ceasura.
2 hours and
2 hours. I felt like there was a Ceasura every 15 minutes. And
you shouldn't even get that. You shouldn't even get that because you fucked up the sentence before. But we're gonna give it to you.
And speaking of Ceasuras, all right, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how you do it. You better put that shit back up.
All right. So with that being said, I just want to make sure you go check out that Katt Williams interview on Shannon Sharp. It's called Club Shay Shay. It's a really good watch. So I'm gonna wrap up our current events episode. Let's get to the word of the week.
Hey, all right, Shake snuck in. Shake snuck in. So we gotta do a duel.
No,
we gotta do a duel.
Me and Shake. Who?
It's a tie between you and me.
Okay,
it's a duel, nigga.
What is the word mean again?
Okay. You want to go first? You want to go first?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Think about what I'm gonna say.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna go first so I can give you a Ceasura so you can think about your what sentence you're gonna use.
Okay.
Ooh, not bad.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Mo. What you got?
Okay, I don't know. Right now, we're gonna take a Ceasura until we come back with our next episode next week.
Okay.
Not
you
bad,
got that. That's all right.
I'll
go.
Huh?
Oh, Flash, you was on it too.
I just did it again. Yeah, I was. Thank you very much.
I didn't know. Go ahead, Flash.
Wait, Flash is in it too? You in it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, I hate that when Shake presents his story, he always has to use a Ceasura to put his notepad down and refer to it too much. I don't know. Can I get that?
I mean, you get that. But because you was not confident in it,
TJ got to pick.
I wasn't.
TJ got to pick the person.
You the only one.
Yeah, that's what I said. TJ got to pick it.
All right, so your confidence wasn't there, Flash.
Damn. That's a Keith Lee review. Give him the Keith Lee. Give him the Keith Lee review.
My Keith Lee review. I will now rate the two people that just went and give them a rating. Make sure you zoom in on my mouth right now at this point. I would like to see a tiebreaker between Shake and Mo at this moment.
Oh, God.
At this moment?
Redo.
Yeah,
Man, I got dropped off.
All right. Yeah, you got dropped off. So now, come correct, come confident.
I feel like I didn't even know Flash was in it. And the fact that he even gave us a sentence was a Ceasura because I knew it was going to be trash. All right? Go ahead, Mo.
I just feel like I need I feel like I need a Ceasura and I need to go away somewhere for vacation because this is a lot.
Okay. So, back to my Keith Lee reading. Mo, you pronounced the word incorrectly. You said
Okay.
Ceasura.
Ceasura.
It's Ceasura. It's with a Z. It sounds like a Z.
Oh, what I said.
Ceasura.
Oh, I said Shora. Okay. So Shake, you got it.
Yeah, so Shake, you get the winner of the week. Word of the week winner.
Yeah.
Anyway, gang, what's going on, y'all? You know, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this production that we work so hard on. It's called Sophisticatedly Ratchet. Some call it So Ratchet for short. Just know that we call you the tribe, all right? We appreciate you joining us. And you know you can find us on some of the biggest platforms out here. I'm talking about YouTube. If you go to So Ratchet Space Podcast, you'll find us. If you go to IG, you'll find us on So Ratchet Podcast. If you want to hear us talk some shit on Twitter, So Ratchet Pod. And if you go to TikTok, you could get us on So Ratchet Podcast as well. Now, I want to let y'all know you can also find us doing our live the first week on the Wednesday of every month. We've been doing this shit, all right? That's where you can see TJ, Mo, Shake, Mash, and Flash's beautiful and handsome faces, damn it, all right? So just make sure before you see that, if you haven't already, it's been proven that 67% of y'all do not follow the podcast yet. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you also go visit our shop.
Merch.
At So Ratchet.
Yes, merch.
What's that shit? So Ratchet Shop. Damn it.
So Ratchet Shop.
Thank
you for that.
So yeah,
so it's been amazing, tribe.
All that
we
good
got
shit.
we got everything. We got merch. We love you. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
Peace.